For the rest of the course, we're going to be going back and forth between the GitHub site and the GitHub desktop application, but I don't want you to leave Git behind entirely. Remember, you're going to reach a point in a basic workflow where the GitHub application can't do what you need it to do, and you're going to have to fire up the command line and work directly in Git. So I want to give you a couple of resources for learning Git. I know I do additional resources at the end of my courses, but for this particular chapter, focusing still on Git, I wanted to take a moment while it's still fresh in our mind and show you guys a couple of resources that helped me out greatly when I was learning Git. So if you go to the Git homepage at git-scm.com, there's a link to documentation, which will lead you to the book. Now, this book is the entire Pro Git book that you can download from Amazon. It goes through everything about the short history of Git, all about version control, the basics of it, installing it, and it's extremely well written. There's great diagrams and things on here to help you sort of visualize what he's talking about. And you can see, looking at the entire TOC of this, that there is a lot here. Now, I will be honest with you, it took me about a week to go through all of this, and I kind of made up my own Git repositories and just did everything locally in terms of working all the way through the book. And afterwards, I felt like I really understood a lot of the concepts of Git. It really helped sort of solidify that for me. And I still come back to this as a reference for commands that I don't use that often. Now, another great resource is at the lynda.com online training library. Now, I know you have access to that because you're watching this video. We have a Git Essential Training course with Kevin Skoglund that I spent a lot of time looking through. This is a much longer course in terms of dealing with Git than the course that you're doing right now. And he's able to go into some of the concepts of Git in a lot more detail than I was able to do. So I definitely recommend checking out Git Essential Training as well, not only to serve as a resource, but as a way of sort of immersing yourself into Git. So these are two great resources for exploring Git in a little bit more depth. I found both of them invaluable as I learned Git, and I still find myself returning to both of them often when I need answers to a specific question.